Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video we'll be taking a look at the Grey Knights boarding patrol and breaking down all the prices and points for each unit. We recently saw these 3 new boarding patrol sets, and I've covered the boarding patrol for the Necrons. I've broken all the points and prices down for those, and the same thing for the Tyrannid, but now let's concentrate on the Grey Knights. And here's a picture of all the models that are included. So there's going to be, in total, 16 models. You're going to get 10 Grey Knights, and there's different ways you can build these. You can choose Interceptors, Purifiers, or Strike Squads. You can also build those Grey Knights as a Purgation Squad, but you can't use the Purgation Squad with the new board in action mustering rules. The new board in action rules also mean that the Interceptors are going to get some limitations as well to what they can do. So just be aware of that when you choose which ones to build. There's also 5 of the Grey Knight Terminators in there as well, which you can also build as Paladins. And then you've got 1 Castellan Crow as your HQ unit leading the army. With so many different units to choose from, the points are going to be quite different. So we'll go through all the points and the different combinations so you've got a really good idea of what you can do with this box set for 40k. If you're looking at it for kill team, then I would say the Grey Knights are great. Building the Strike Squad, the Purifiers, whichever way you go, you've got some really nice weapon options there. And so those 10 models are going to give you plenty for going into campaign mode, which is awesome in kill team. But you don't need Castellan Crow or the Terminators. If you only play kill team, I would say don't worry about this. Just go for the box on their own. But if you play 40k and kill team, this could be a really good option. Right, let's take a look at the points first. So we'll start with Castellan Crow, the HQ unit. He's going to be 85 points all in. You've got your Strike Squad, so building it as a Strike Squad. There's 10 models, 20 each. That's going to be 200 points. Then you've got 5 Terminators. They're going to come in at a total 175 points, bringing it to a grand total of 460 points. You can split your Strike Squad into 2 5-man squads. So all up, you could have 4 units, 1 HQ and 3 troop units. So interesting to note that the Terminators are actually a troop unit for the Grey Knights. If you choose to build the Grey Knights as the Purifiers, then there's going to be 23 points each. That'll be 230 points, grand total of 490. If you go for Interceptors, they're 24 points each, and then that's going to give you a maximum of 500 points. So you bang on the 500 point limit for boarding actions. If you do want to go with the Interceptors, then you are only allowed 1 fast attack unit, and it has to be Interceptors. So that means you'd have to take all 10 models as Interceptors. You couldn't split them up into 2 units of 5. But there's no reason why you couldn't go with 1 fast attack unit of 5 Interceptors, and then go with 1 unit of Purifiers, or maybe 1 unit of as a Strike Squad. So you've got that option too. Now let's have a look at what happens if we chose to build Paladins. So if you go with Paladins and 10 Strike Squad, so you could have 1 unit of 10 or 2 units of 5 Strike Squads, then having 5 Paladins is going to take you over your limit. So you can't actually field that list under the 500 point mustering rules for boarding actions. So I guess they really are driving you to play them as Terminators, but if you were determined to go Paladins, you could just go 1 unit of a Strike Squad, take out 1 model and just play 9 of them, and then have 1 unit of 5 Paladins, but I don't think that's the way to go. With boarding actions, you want to get round and get those objectives, and having only 3 units, with 1 of them being a HQ, that's quite limiting. You certainly want to have 4 units going on, at least. Let's keep going though, because you might be getting these for 40k. Like proper full-on rules. So if you want to play 1,000 points or more in different armies, then you could get these models for that. And if you did want to go Paladins, then with Purifiers, that's going to be 540 points. And if you go Paladins with Interceptors, that's going to give you a total of 550 points. So this is the most points you can suck out of this box, 550. Now we've seen the points, let's look at the prices and see how much we're going to get for our money here with the price increases announced yesterday. We really want to get as many points as we can for our money, I think. First up is Castellan Crow at £27.50 for that single model. Then we've got the Strike Squad, that's going to be £40 no matter which way you want to build it. And then the 5 Terminators or Paladins, they're going to come in at £32.50. That's going to be bang on £100. And then if they do sell this for the price we've seen with the Space Marines Boarding Patrol, we should expect it to be on sale for £65, making that a 35% saving if you were to buy them at the full RRP separately. Now we can get 20% off if you're lucky enough to have Wayland Games, Element Games, Firestorm in your area. Then you can get a great discount up to 20%, and friendly local game stores do it as well. My store does a great discount in Liscard, the little shop DVD and games. So check them out too. There's links to all of these in the description down below. So if you can make that 20% saving, then you're looking at £52, which is almost half the price of buying these models separately. Let's look at the prices for all the different regions then. So if it is £65 in the UK, then it will be $110 in the US, €85, Australia at $170, New Zealand's going to be 200 New Zealand dollars, Canada 130 Canadian dollars, and Japan 14.3 thousand yen. So for 550 points, you're going to get them pretty much half price, and they're going to come in at £65 or the equivalent in your area, plus a markup because these aren't at the exchange rates. And last time I checked, New Zealand, for example, they're going to come in at £104 with the current exchange. So yeah, it's a big markup if you're buying overseas. So there we go, you got 550 points, 16 models altogether. You could potentially field 2 units, and you're going to get 1 HQ for sure, and then the rest can be troops, or a mix of troops and elites, and even 1 unit of fast attack. It's nice to have this variety of builds and lots of options, and if you wanted to get this for regular games of 40k, I think that's going to be really good. For new players, this is awesome. What a good way to get started. You've got that HQ in there, a nice 2 solid units to accompany them as well. But for existing players, there's a good chance you'll have Castellan Crow, so you probably wouldn't want another one, and so that might be a little bit off-putting. One downside as well that I've seen in the comments is that Crow versus the other knights, the proportions are a little bit off, and so it'd be nice to get a refresh on all the models really. But yeah, it'd be good to get that proportion in check a little bit. So that's a bit of a negative for this box set. It's great they're bringing these out. Really looking forward to the other armies and seeing the choices they come up with. This could be a really good one to buy alongside the Combat Patrol as well. So if you're wanting to get up to 1,000 points, the Combat Patrol Grey Knights might be a good one to combine this with. You've got some different models in there. You've got a Librarian as well. And so yeah, it could be a good way to go. That now covers the point and price set breakdown for the Grey Knights, and if you'd like to see the other videos I've done, then the Necron point price breakdown video, that's up on the channel, as is the Tyrannid one as well. Now we've gone through all 3 of the sets, I might do one final one just to do a quick comparison between the points and prices and see which one comes out on top, and look out for that coming very soon. But for now, that's it. So I hope you enjoyed the video, hope it was helpful and gave you a good idea about what you could expect from this box set and how you could incorporate it into an existing or even a new collection. But I'd love to hear what you think about this. Let me know in the comments section below. Looking forward to reading through your thoughts. And thanks again for watching. If you did like the video, please hit that like button. It really does help. So does subscribing as well. If you've been enjoying the videos, then consider subscribing. That would be brilliant. And I'll see you here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. Thanks so much to my Patreon supporters. It's really cool to see it growing as we head towards our target of 100 supporters, so then I can start doing the narrative battle reports. Can't wait to do that and then give you all these new awesome perks that are to come.